Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Einstein's Eyes, our YouTube channel, where John and I discuss ophthalmology, healthcare policy, tech, venture capital, healthcare related issues. Today, mostly ophthalmology. So I'm an oculoplastic surgeon and neuro-ophthalmologist in Anchorage, Alaska. Been here for 30 years, a little over 30 years, trained with John at Albert Einstein. John?
Hi, I'm Jon Ditkoff. I'm a general ophthalmologist, cornea specialist in northern New Jersey. I met Carl many years ago at Albert Einstein, hence Einstein's Eyes. And we come into you with lots of different topics. As Carl mentioned, today is a very interesting, novel topic.
Right. So today we're going to talk about a new dry eye drop that's getting a lot of attention. It's called Tryptyr, Tryptyr. It's from Alcon. So this is what Tryptyr's box looks like from Alcon. It's 0.003%. It's an eye drop form. Importantly, works very differently from what other lubricating drops or agents for dry eye are used for. It's not another topical drop, it's not another anti-inflammatory drop. This is a new mechanism, which is why it's worth talking about. It's similar to Truvaya. We had a video on Truvaya, which is a nasal spray, and John will mention that a little bit later. Why is dry eye so hard to treat? Let's level set for a second. Dry eye isn't one disease. It's a collection of problems. A tear film that has 3 layers that sit on top of the cornea or the front of the eye, the clear part of the eye. You have the lipid layer, which prevents evaporation. It's an oily layer that acts like the sheen on a puddle. You have the aqueous layer, which is the majority of the tear film, which is about 90% of it, and has proteins and mediators within the aqueous fluid, but mostly water. Think of it like water, and that nourishes and protects the cornea. And then you have the mucin layer, which is a mucosal layer that allows the fluid or the aqueous layer to evenly distribute over the surface of the cornea. And that comes from goblet cells and other mucosal, mucus-related cells on the surface of the eye. What is Tryptyr exactly? Tryptyr, the generic name is Acoltremon. Acoltremon. It's a TRPM8 receptor agonist. That's a cold sensing receptor on the ocular surface. Cold sensing. And this is the key. It just doesn't coat the eye. It actually stimulates the lacrimal functional unit. Now, the lacrimal gland is a gland that sits in the supratemporal quadrant just underneath the superior orbital roof. It's a gland that has 2 lobes. One's called the palpebral lobe, one's called the orbital lobe. It's actually bisected by something called the levator, which is responsible for eyelid height. And they both create tears through these little ductules that secrete in we call the superior fornix, and it spills onto the eye. And so it actually stimulates the lacrimal functional unit to produce more of its own tears. Instead of adding tears from the outside, like Restore or Systane, you're actually making your own tears. Tryptyr is closely conceptually something like Tyrvaya, but delivered as a topical drop, not a nasal spray. Other drops called Restasis and Xiidra, these are mostly anti-inflammatory drops. They target inflammation, different mechanism. What do patients feel when they use Tryptyr? Most patients feel a cooling sensation, sometimes mild tingling. It's expected because you're stimulating on the TRPM8 receptor, and that's doing its job. It's not a numbing effect, it's a cooling sensation. It's stimulation, not anesthesia. Who is a good candidate? Well, patients with aqueous deficient dry eye, not evaporative dry eye or mucus-related dry eye, but aqueous deficient dry eye. Patients who don't feel relief from artificial tears alone, and patients who want something that works quickly. It may be particularly useful in patients who don't tolerate anti-inflammatory drops or don't want long-term immune modulators like Restasis. Restasis is cyclosporin. The cyclosporin in a pill form can cause blood pressure issues and lipid elevation in your bloodstream. As a drop, it doesn't, but as a pill, it does. So cyclosporin is an interesting drug. It's an anti-inflammatory and immune modulator that we use for graft versus host and transplants to prevent the body from rejecting. That's Restasis. This is different. It's important that the dry eye still requires a proper diagnosis. One drop doesn't replace a thoughtful exam, so you really need to get a good exam. We still don't know, we have to be honest, that as a new medication, there's post-marketing analysis and data collection, which has to be reviewed, but we're still learning who the best fit is long term. How does it perform over years? How does it combine with other therapies? Who's going to stick with it? These are all questions that remain to be answered, but the mechanism is solid and clinically it's promising. So here's the bottom line. Tryptyr represents a shift. You're treating dry eye by activating natural tear production from your lacrimal system, not just suppressing inflammation or adding lubrication like Systane or Restore eye drops. And for the right patient, it could be a meaningful difference.
So, Carl, that was a great summary, great details. So, I'm a dry eye specialist. So, when I see a patient, just like Carl was mentioning, just like any other disease, we want to figure out why it's happening. And Carl said, dry eye, there's many different types of dry eye. There's people that come to me that have dry eye because they don't produce enough tears. There are people that have enough tear production, but the tears evaporate quickly. And then there's many other reasons. There's inflammation that causes dry eye. So when I treat someone, I might just tell them to start with artificial tears, but the really good candidates for this new medication are as follows. So I have people, let's say, that use lubricating drops, and then they develop a sensitivity to this external medication. So you put Refresh in your eye or hypotears or all the agents that you buy over the counter that are lubricant eye drops, they can react negatively with your eye, either from the preservative or even the preservative free. So there's nothing better than your own natural tear production. So this medication, and that's why it's really novel, it stimulates your gland, your lacrimal gland, to produce your own natural tears. And it does it through a reflex. Cornea basically becoming involved in stimulating tear production. So it's really interesting. And like Carl said, it's the second medication of its kind which does this, but the other one's a nasal spray. And that's where we've had a lot of issues. A lot of my patients don't want to use a nasal spray. They love the idea of an artificial tear or a lubricant, but then in addition, they might want to add this medication, which is an eye drop. So in my dry eye, all the different things I might use plugs, for example, that increase the tears in the eye so they don't leave. I might use Miebo, which stops evaporation from tears from your eye. But this is a really nice added agent that will stimulate the eye to produce its own natural tears. So it's a really, it's good because dry eye is a battle we continue to fight. There are many patients that have it. And with all the different agents we have, nothing really is 100%. So we want to kind of use combinations. So all the eye doctors out there, this should be something you think about now, maybe not as a first line treatment, because maybe your first line treatment is telling someone to use artificial tears, but it might be second or third, depending on the person.
John said there's no single best dry eye drop.
Yeah.
And remember, burning is a classic finding with dry eye, burning. And your ophthalmologist or an optometrist, if you see one, they'll put some stain in and you'll see it's stippling. It's like a dirt road rather than a paved road by slit lamp exam when you turn the cobalt blue light on. But remember,
one thing I'll add, what's really interesting about this medication. So for example, Carl talked about Restasis. Restasis classically starts to work in 2 months. Artificial tears work immediately. This medication could potentially start to work within a day or two, but up to 14 days. So if you start to use it and within 2 weeks, you don't really see a response, it's probably not helping. So it's nice to be able to try it and know, as opposed to using Restasis, which you don't know for 2 to 4 months.
Right.
So I like that approach with it.
Right. And it's twice a day, I believe, right, John?
Yeah, twice a day. Yep.
Right. Right. I did hear that it could start as early as 1 day. You're right.
Yep.
So remember, folks, tear deficiency, evaporation, you want lipid stabilization, mild disease, lubrication like Systane or Restore. This is a frustrating disease, but again, you need a slit lamp exam, staining with fluorescein to determine what's happening. Burning is a classic symptom. If you're frustrated, ask why your eyes are dry. You need a mechanism. You need to understand the pathophysiology, and then you can attack the problem with these various treatments. And it may not be one treatment. So if you found this helpful, guys, please like and subscribe. We appreciate you being here. And John, always good seeing you. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.
Enjoy the night.